Hi, everybody. I'm Pastor Bill from Open Door Baptist Church in Morehead City. And thanks for coming back for another Word of Encouragement, a weekday video series that we're putting out to help us all to take up this sword of the Spirit, the Bible, and to fight for faith and trust during days that feel very unstable around us. And so today we're going to turn our attention and our thoughts just for a little bit to the book of Hosea, a book of prophecy from the Lord. And at this point, where I will read from in chapter 2 of Hosea, Hosea has had to say some very difficult and hard things to the people of God in Israel. Some very dark prophecy about their destruction and the hardship that will come upon them as a nation. But here, toward the end of chapter 2, the Lord softens his message once again. And listen to what he says to the people of Israel. He says, "And in that day, declares the Lord, you will call me my husband. And no longer will you call me my Baal, for I will remove the names of the Baals from her mouth, and they shall be remembered by name no more. And I will make for them a covenant on that day with the beasts of the field and the birds of the heavens and the creeping things of the ground. And I will abolish the bow and the sword and war from the land. And I will make you lie down in safety, and I will betroth you to me forever. I will betroth you to me in righteousness and in justice, in steadfast love and in mercy. I will betroth you to me in faithfulness, and you shall know the Lord." And then he ends the chapter with this poem. He says, "And in that day I will answer, declares the Lord. I will answer the heavens, and they shall answer the earth, and the earth shall answer the grain, the wine, and the oil, and they shall answer Jezreel. And I will sow her for myself in the land, and I will have mercy on no mercy. And I will say to not my people, you are my people, and he shall say, you are my God." This should be great words of encouragement for all of God's people as we look back to the history of Israel and in a time where they had been faithless, and God continually talked about that in the metaphor of a married couple, and he said, you've been unfaithful, you've committed infidelity with the idols and the nations around you, you've turned to them as your trust and with your dependence. But here God says that he will call the faithless people back to himself. And he says that they will call him by the name and by the phrase, my husband. And instead of calling him my Baal, and in the language, the original language here, Baal means Lord. So what he's saying here is that even though you have walked away from me in faithlessness, still, even so, I will call you back to myself in intimacy. And he wraps this thought up. He concludes this thought with that poetry at the end of the chapter by saying these words that are so comforting to faithless people. He says that I will say to not my people, you are my people. And I will say to no mercy, have mercy. And then he wraps up with these words that are actually repeated throughout the Bible. He says, I will call you my people, and you will call me, you are my God. I shall be their God, and they shall be my people. This is a repeated theme of God's mercy and grace to the faithless throughout the Bible. So today, if you are feeling like you're having trouble trusting the Lord, If you are feeling like perhaps deep in your heart you are questioning, or even in recent times and circumstances of instability, if your faith has been shaken or tested in the Lord, hear these words for you today. He does not condemn you, but no, he corrects you. He purifies you as his bride, and he's drawing you back to himself, like a strong and caring and loving, but yes, just husband might call back a faithless wife to himself, so that he can say, "You are mine, and I will teach you to look at me," God is saying to you, "and say, 'You are my God.'" Well, I hope that these kind and merciful, loving kindness, words of loving kindness and mercy, I hope that they strike true and resonate with your soul today. And I hope that you'll tune in tomorrow for another word of encouragement.